The President of Sri Lanka has fled amid a massive protest that has broken out. In fact, these are pictures coming in from Sri Lanka of protesters who are storming into the President's residence. They managed to do so in spite of the huge presence of the police force right there. The turmoil in Sri Lanka, essentially the political turmoil, continues amid the economic crisis, with President Gotabaya Rajapaksa fleeing as protesters storm his residence. The beleaguered president has fled his official residence in the capital, is what we are confirming for our viewers. Remember, the island is struggling under severe foreign exchange shortage that has limited essential imports of fuel, food and medicine. There's growing discontent with the administration and with the government. Now the president is having to flee Colombo. He's fled from his official residence as protesters storm it. Tear gas shells being used by the police. You can see the protesters trying to shield themselves also from the effect of tear gas shells. They're pouring water into their eyes. However, we're talking about the economic crisis in Sri Lanka. Now, this is the worst financial turmoil in years together that Sri Lanka has seen. Protesters have been carrying black flags and national flags and shouting slogans against Gotabaya Rajapaksa, asking him to run away, asking him to go back home. The police has fired tear gas shells at the anti-government protesters, telling our viewers that the president has now fled. We don't know about his whereabouts, but what we know is that he has fled Colombo. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa flees as protesters surround the residence, is what we can confirm to our viewers. These are pictures of tear gas shells being used by the Sri Lankan police against the protesters who cleared out the residence, the official residence of the Sri Lankan president there. The crisis in Sri Lanka continues. The political turmoil and the economic crisis in Sri Lanka continues, with the president fleeing as protesters surround his official residence. Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has fled his home as protesters surrounded his residence. This comes at a time when the economic crisis in Sri Lanka continues, and this of course has led to a political turmoil as well. Protesters, we understand, have entered the residence of the president, is what we know. Thousands of them gherawing the main entrance of the President House in Fort after putting down layers of barricades, and the police seen withdrawing from the area as well, trying to first fire tear gas shells, trying to bring the situation under control. Shots have been also heard, is what we understand. Continuous rounds of tear gas is being fired, is what we are picking up from independent reports.